Now on CoastTV News.
The future of wind farms on our coast. Details about the substation proposal up for debate today.
Healthcare control controversy. We're looking at how the big step in Delaware that increases government authority.
We're starting out mild with a few sprinkles as a warm front lifts north. We'll see a mild day with more rain this week. Much colder for the weekend. I'll have the forecast details coming up.
Paying for a sports complex that would be built on this land near Ocean City. The tax plan the town is considering that could affect restaurants and other businesses.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Tuesday, December 17th, 2024. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley. Thanks for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
And Paige, I think we're looking forward for a drier day today. I think we deserve one.
I think we do as well. It was really almost a nice surprise stepping out this morning, thinking the chill's going to hit you, and it really doesn't.
I know. I had my winter jacket on, ready to go, and like, hey, not bad.
Yeah, we can deal with this. But I know that these dry days aren't going to last forever, so we're going to bring in Bob right now. Bob, what are we looking at for the rest of the day?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Good morning, Delmarva. You're always bracing yourself for that cold weather this time of year, but it's nice out the door this morning. We've got 50s, 55 Georgetown, Milton 56, 54 in Salisbury, and 50s at the coast too. 53 in Bethany Beach right now. Winter coming in out of the southwest. We had a warm front move through last night, around 7 to 14 miles per hour at times gusting close to 20 miles per hour. And we have seen a few sprinkles through the overnight hours, so we do have wet roads, so use caution this morning. Otherwise, we're looking at some breaks in the overcast too. We have a warm front that is lifting through right now, and that is ushering in some milder air. Here is Futurecast this morning. We're seeing some breaks in the clouds, temperatures in the 50s by mid-morning into the mid-50s, and I think more sunshine by noon with lower 60s, and I think we'll be in the lower 60s away from the coast as we go through the afternoon, and 50s at the coast and staying pretty mild this evening. So a nice mild December day with temperatures into the 60s. We've got more rain on the way, then turning sharply colder into the weekend. More on that coming up a little bit later on.
Thanks, Bob. Hey, check this out. The large water main break flooded streets in the Bronx on Monday. This happened just after 7:30 p.m. Firefighters, you can see them there attempting to open some drains, but the water was gushing faster than the area could absorb it. Cars and streets underwater. However, there are no reports of injuries, and crews are working to determine the cause of the break. Today, a key vote that could impact the future of the U.S. wind farm project that is proposed to be built off the coast of Maryland.
Yeah, the Sussex County Council could be voting today on a conditional use request that would allow U.S. Wind to build a major electrical substation near the Indian River Power Plant. CoastTV News reporter Elise Weber is in our newsroom. Elise said the substation has stirred some significant debate since it was first introduced.
Matt and Paige, just last week, Denmark approved for these cables to be built underneath the Delaware Seashore State Park. And if this substation is approved, it would serve as the onshore connection point for that power generated by those wind turbines in the Atlantic Ocean. And while federal and state approval is needed for this project, and many have already given it the green light, the conditional use permit is a critical step in the process, giving Sussex County some say in the development. The substation has faced pushback from locals, particularly during a public hearing in July. Critics, including the town of Fenwick Island, argued that the substation would have negative impacts on Sussex County, but they did not provide clear benefits. Fenwick and Ocean City are among some of the local entities suing to stop the construction of this wind farm. And the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management recently released its final environmental impact statement for the offshore wind project, and the rule set limits on how much unintentional harm can be done to species like the endangered North Atlantic right whale, humpback whales, and dolphins. And supporters of the project argue the offshore wind would bring long-term economic and environmental benefits to Delaware, including renewable energy generation, potential job creation. However, opponents remain unconvinced, pointing to concerns about impacts on local ecosystems, property values, and tourism. And today it's likely that this vote will be highly watched, as it is very debatable in Sussex County and across the entire state of Delaware. And now if this substation is not approved and this plan is denied, it could severely delay this project or stall it completely. Back to you.
Lisa, thank you so much. Happening today, Milford officials will have a public hearing on plans to allow marijuana in city limits. According to city documents, the chosen alternative would allow what's called compassion centers. Those are nonprofits that provide medical marijuana to patients and caregivers. It would also permit retail stores in certain commercial zones, and under the proposal, marijuana-related businesses would have to be at least 500 feet away from schools, residential areas, and central business zones. Going in front of the Milford Planning Commission is the first step. City Council will hear the ideas next year.
As Milton continues to grow, a Dunkin' Donuts is potentially on its way and happening tonight. Developers are seeking preliminary site approval by the town's Planning and Zoning Commission to build the Dunkin' Donuts at the site you're seeing there. This would be on Broadkill Road near the new Cypress Grove Apartments and also the new McDonald's.
Today in Lewis, once again, plans to eliminate parking on part of Savannah Road are up for discussion. This time, the Lewis Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee is discussing some recommendations to ban or permit parking on both sides from the bike trail crossover on Savannah Road. This is near Lewis Brewing Company. The owner previously told CoastTV he felt singled out by that proposal.
Happening today, the request to build a farmers market and restaurant in Selbyville. It'll be before a public hearing. This is part of the Sussex County Council meeting. A company called Common Ground Hospitality is asking for conditional use for a piece of land near Zion Church Road. That land size, it's about 70 acres.
Happening now, all 5 of Governor Carney's nominees to the newly formed Diamond State Hospital Cost Review Board are approved, but the confirmation wasn't without some controversy, of course. Now, the review board will increase state government control of hospitals with the power to review and approve annual budgets beginning in 2026. Republicans have fought against the very step of the way, and Monday, the entirety of the Republican State Senate caucus decided not to vote on all the nominees. The bill that created the board is actually being challenged in court as unconstitutional. Still, Democrats had enough votes to push forward while that's being sorted out.
We are here to fulfill our constitutional obligation to advise and consent on nominations, and we shouldn't begin a precedent of keeping positions open because we disagree with the underlying legislation that was passed to create them.
It has nothing to do with the names on the paper. They're good people. It speaks directly to what we believe to be a rushed situation.
And for more on this story, including the 5 names of that new review board, you can head to coasttv.com.
Ocean City officials are exploring new ways to pay for a proposed multi-million-dollar sports complex. This week, a plan is being reviewed that would create a business investment district to help cover the cost. This would allow the town to tax local businesses similar to a hotel room tax, but it would include restaurants and other shops. OC Director of Tourism Tom Perlazzo says the plan would be modeled to Ocean City's business district. It would model it after one in Baltimore. Now taking a live look at our nation's capital here, President-elect Trump's pick for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., expected to meet with over 24 Republican senators this week. And on Monday, at his first news conference since winning the 2024 presidential election, Trump defended Kennedy and reaffirmed his support.
NBC's Bree Jackson shows us how Trump's nominees are all responding to criticism as they each work to gain enough support to secure those top spots in the cabinet.
President-elect Donald Trump's pick to be Health and Human Services Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., working to convince senators he should do the job. Trump defending his selection during his first news conference since winning the election.
I think he's going to be much less radical than you would think. I think he's got a very open mind, or I wouldn't have put him there.
Kennedy has faced criticism for pushing discredited theories that childhood vaccines are linked to autism. And a recent New York Times report states Kennedy's longtime advisor once petitioned the Food and Drug Administration to revoke approval of the polio vaccine. But Kennedy told reporters he's for the polio shot. Despite some concerns about his views on certain vaccinations, others say they believe Kennedy would not discourage people from vaccinating their children if confirmed.
I think he's going to question science, and I'm glad he's going to question it.
Meetings have been going well.
Trump's choice for Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, also making her case on Capitol Hill.
I look forward to meeting with as many senators as possible.
The former Democratic Congresswoman's views on Russia and Syria have raised concerns for some lawmakers. Trump allies are standing by his picks. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And we're just getting started this morning on CoastTV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, one gate in Lewis separates a community. Why not everyone is on board with removing that barrier?
Also, Ocean City bus revenue reduction, why town officials are projecting to make less money on buses next year.
And Trump talks TikTok ban. Will tell you how the president-elect says the platform helped him and a reconsideration on the impending ban. All that and more as CoastTV News Today continues.
Today at 4 on Coast Life, meet a local flooring expert who brings the showroom to you. Plus, in the great debate, holiday lights, classic white or bold multicolor. Coast Life, today at 4 on Coast TV.
DSN Plus is more energy. Extra live games and on-demand replays anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
It's the incredible Red Dog, the amazing universal socket tool that fits, grips, and tightens virtually any fastener. Look at all the different sizes and shapes, nuts, bolts, and screws. Any head will do. Red Dog grabs on tight and locks into place fast. It replaces hundreds of different tools, yet it's smaller than a battery. 54 telescoping steel pins mold around any object. Then, up to 150 pounds of torque knock out rusted fasteners. You can get Red Dog for just $19.99. Breaking news: Red Dog may be discontinued. Due to supply chain shortages, Red Dog is stopping manufacturing immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 per order while supplies last. Order now.
Call 1-800-519-7208. That's 1-800-519-7208 or visit byreddog.com. Call 1-800-519-7208 now.
Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Coastal news customized to your needs. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices. Coast TV, our community, your news.
It is 5:12 on this mild Tuesday morning. Some wet roads out there in Dover right now, 55 degrees. So watch for that. Otherwise, maybe a few sprinkles out there. Otherwise, we've got some clouds. We've got some breaks in the clouds as well. We've watched a warm front move through, and that's why we were so mild right now. And we're looking at a pretty mild day. 55 in Georgetown, 53 in Bethany Beach right now, 57 in Rehoboth. And the winds, well, they're gusting close to 20 miles per hour in time. So we're going to see a breezy day. But here's your DriveCast. Watch for wet roads this morning. I gave it the yellow light. Otherwise, we do dry it out a bit today. Breezy and mild for the afternoon and evening commute, and temperatures mild into the 50s and 60s.
Bob, thank you. We have a heads up if you use the Woodland Ferry. DelDOT has announced it'll be closed once again starting this Friday. It'll stay closed through Christmas Day on Wednesday. The agency says normal operations will resume on the 26th.
Final phase of the Georgetown-Lewis Trail will break ground this week, and this completes the 17-mile trail connecting Georgetown and Lewis. An old railroad track was converted into the biking and walking path. The last part will be a 6-mile-long section of the trail from Airport Road to Fisher Road, and a groundbreaking ceremony will be held tomorrow, December 18th, in Georgetown.
President-elect Donald Trump is signaling he might reevaluate a pending ban on TikTok. It's set to take effect January 19th, the day before his inauguration. That's unless TikTok's parent company ByteDance sells it to a non-Chinese buyer. A source says TikTok CEO met with Trump at Mar-a-Lago, and now the president-elect is crediting the social media platform with helping him get reelected.
Facebook parent company Meta has announced a new artificial intelligence model. It's called Meta Motivmo. It's a behavioral foundation model. Controls virtual human movements to perform complex tasks like crawling, running, and waving that you see here. According to Meta, it can solve a wide range of whole body control tasks there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Still ahead this morning, Ocean City bus revenue reduction. We're going to tell you one reason why town officials say ridership has been low in the town.
Breezy and mild this morning. A little haze, maybe a little fog in Salisbury. Be careful out there. And wet roads on the Spicer Brothers camp. We see a few sprinkles, then we dry it out a bit today with mild weather. The rain returns later Wednesday, then really cold into the weekend and early next week. Your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
Ho, 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 low. It's Christmas Eve at St. Denis. Oh, there's Santa!
A little problem with North Pole.
Oh my God, yikes. St. Denis Medical, tonight on NBC and Peacock. It's a night court murder mystery, holiday whodunit.
Over Dad! Take me instead! No, wait. Take Dan!
Night court holiday, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Dedication, determination, and drive. That's what's needed to be a DSN Scholar Athlete, brought to you by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
Each month, we'll award a $1,000 scholarship to a Delmarva senior that excels in the classroom and in sports.
They must have a B average or higher and a drive for good sportsmanship.
Nominate your champion today on the Features tab on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
The DSN Scholar Athlete, sponsored by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
I needed to do some safe floor. I slipped in my old floor and I broke my kneecap. I called Pinnacle, they came. The team was very professional. And then when I came home 2 o'clock, my garage was done. That's the best part. I loved it. Pinnacle did a really great job. They did this beautiful floor and safe to walk. Call Pinnacle, you will not be disappointed. You'll be happy like I am.
A big part of me being who I am is my faith, and I'm really grateful I work somewhere that accepts everybody, right? They really value people who have different backgrounds, different beliefs. They see that as a strong suit. Putting my faith towards what I do for work has been really helpful. My faith has really led me to just love everyone I come in contact with and share their stories more. I think it gives me this empathy that I wouldn't have without my beliefs.
CoastTV, our community, your news, where every story hits close to home.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud.
Approaching 5:17 as we get a live look at a calm and mild Dover this morning. After a very damp Monday, Bob, we are looking to get a bit of a dry out today.
Yeah, Matt, and I think we will see that. And it's nice to see that we will have a chance to dry things out. But that's going to be short-lived because rain chances do return as we go into late Wednesday and Wednesday night with a cold front. In fact, widespread to likely rain there. And now there's another chance that we could get maybe nicked by a little bit of rain late Friday and Friday night. Then it gets really cold and then it dries out into the weekend. Right now, we might have a few sprinkles out there. Otherwise, just wet roads. And we're looking at, we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies. Visibility is pretty good as a warm front is lifting to the north. A little bit of cold air damming going on here. You see that U-shape going on with the warm front. Temperatures right now, we're in the mid-50s in Salisbury, 56 in Delmar, Georgetown 55, 49 in Ocean Pines, 49 in Ocean City, 52 in Bethany Beach, and we've got a southwesterly wind right now around 10 to 15 miles per hour. At times that wind is gusting up to around 20. Here's Futurecast this morning. We're in the 50s. Once again, we have the wet roads, so watch for that. Otherwise, we do dry it out today as the winds are out of the southwest. We're looking at some breaks in the clouds, especially the noon hour. Look how mild it is. 61 Berlin, 60 in Georgetown, Delmar 61 with 50s at the coast. Then we go into the afternoon and we're into the low 60s, maybe around 63 in Berlin, but a little cooler at the beaches. And then we go into this evening with mostly clear skies as weak high pressure builds in. And we're looking at lows in the 30s and then 40s by early Wednesday morning. Winds start to pick up out of the southeast ahead of a cold front. We start to see showers building in as we go into Wednesday evening with temperatures into the 50s. Then those showers becoming more widespread. Here's midnight. Some of that rain could be heavy. Then the wind shifting to the north and west. That system clears out through the overnight, and then it gets cold and breezy as we go into Thursday morning with 30s and 40s, mid-40s by noon Thursday, and highs only, well, into the mid-40s, mid to upper 40s as we go into the afternoon hours. Here's that Friday system. There will be an area of low pressure offshore. We could see a little bit of rain here across Delmarva, maybe some snow farther to the north, but we'll have to see about that. But we do know in the wake of that, very, very cold conditions, and we could see maybe about a 10 to about 3/10 of an inch of rain with this system. But the big story is the blast of winter this weekend, early next week. Highs 10 to 20 degrees below average, highs in the 30s, lows in the teens, and staying dry. Get ready for that. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. 60s the next couple of days, and that rain chance later Wednesday into Thursday. Upper 40s Thursday and Friday, then really cold. Highs only in the 30s Saturday through Monday, not getting above freezing on Sunday, and seeing lows in the teens Sunday and Monday morning. Our umbrella winner is Jan from Ocean View. Congratulations to Jan on her brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Bob, do you know what tandem parking is? It's where one car blocks in another car. And that's a solution Ocean City is considering to save space and open more parking spots in the coastal town. Council held a first reading of an ordinance for the new proposal Monday. According to the Ocean City manager, tandem or stacked parking would apply to private homes and condos in town. Still has to get through a second reading before it becomes official.
Yeah, we're going to stay in Ocean City for this next story. The council has been looking at the parking and bus division's revenue projections for this year, and according to that division, more people are using the Park mobile app, which is a revenue win. Those numbers are up by over 1%. But buses, it's going the other way. According to the Ocean City manager, buses revenue dropped 2% and ridership is down 4%. One part of the problem, the town says, there is a driver shortage.
We're going to look at a lot of different strategies, job fairs, making sure we're reaching out to maybe communities that we haven't in the past.
Overall, the division report, mixed bag, but a few more drivers could keep the wheels on the bus moving in 2025. And looking ahead to next year, the Ocean City Bus Division has lowered their projected revenue from 2025. That was from $2.3 million to $2.1. This does bring us to our Coast TV poll, and we want to know what's the biggest transit challenge for Ocean City. All
right, let's see what you think. 61% of you say the staffing shortages. That was just mentioned as well. 14% of you aging buses and low ridership, and then 11% of you that say the budget shortfalls. All right, go ahead and vote. If you haven't voted yet, go to CoastTV.com or vote on our app. Coming up next on Coast TV News Today, gate divides the community, why a property owner wants to get rid of a fence, and why some locals are against that idea.
Coaches make a difference for their athletes and communities, and we want to honor them.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and donate $500 to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an additional donation to their program.
The coach can be from any sport at any level up to and including high school.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
Delmarva Sports Network's Coach Who Makes a Difference. Sponsored by Preston Automotive Group. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
At FH Fur, we believe that $29 is a small price to pay to make the holidays brighter for kids in need, which is why we're extending our $29 heating inspection offer through December 31st. For only $29, FH Fur, your Lennox Premier dealer, will perform a complete home heating inspection with the entire amount going directly to the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation. Up to $10,000. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur. Absolutely the best.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Flashing lights. See them, and you know to go slow. Now we put that same technology in the palm of your hand with Lizard Flare. It's the high-tech safety flare with no flame. Lizard Flare uses 15 high-intensity LED strobes that can be seen nearly a mile away, and a powerful magnet that sticks to your car without exiting the vehicle. Look, flares are dangerous, but Lizard Flare won't let you down. A dead battery, an empty gas tank. With Lizard Flare, help is on the way. Lizard Flare Pro has an ultra-bright flashlight too.
Get your Lizard Flare for only $9.99, but wait, Lizard Flare may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Lizard Flare is stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There is a strict limit of 2 vehicle packs per order. Call now.
This may be your last chance, so call 1-800-604-4696. That's 1-800-604-4696, or visit lizardflare.com now.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped me get to the first day at my career, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from my service helped me buy my first home. And I take pride knowing I will be the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
To learn more, visit nationalguard.com/DC.
Happening today, Sussex County Council will be discussing a barrier separating two properties in Lewis that's now causing some controversy. A gate is supposed to divide the governor's neighborhood near the high school and future development next door. We're going to show you the existing fences where that gate would go. According to documents submitted to Sussex County, property owner J.G. Townsend Jr. and CO want to get rid of required barriers, citing the original idea was open interconnectivity, but people who live in the governor's community, they actually don't like that idea.
The first thoughts was safety for my grandkids, for us, and the traffic going through our development to avoid any traffic situation on the main road.
And from a technical standpoint, removing the gate requirement is a conditional use application. That means it has to go in front of County Council, so they'll meet at 10 a.m. today.
We are joined again by First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey. Paige, Bob,
Yeah.
let's talk 50-degree temperatures this morning. Wow.
Let's do it. Yes, at least 50. I'm talking 50s for the beach. So not bad. We're drying out a little bit today. Fenwick Island and Ocean City. I think we'll see some sunshine later on. Maybe even lower 60s around Fenwick Island. Waves around 3 to 5 feet. It will be a little breezy for Lewis and Rehoboth if you're into the 50s, maybe close to 60 degrees. Then on the bay side, a little cooler for you. Upper 50s. Waves around 1 to 2 feet on the Chesapeake Bay for Cambridge. And then for Crisfield, you're into the 50s as well. So all in all, not too bad. And we're going to stay mild for the next couple of days. Then we see the rain, then the very cold weather building in as we head towards Christmas. Much more on that coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you, Bob. Also coming up after the break, we have more details on the deadly school shooting in Wisconsin that happened Monday. What police say about where that investigation stands.
Parking problems in Lewis, they are leaving some businesses feeling singled out. The debate taking place over safety recommendations for Savannah Road.
And the fight for offshore wind continues in Sussex County today. We're going to tell you a possible approval from county officials and how it would push the project forward. CoastTV will be right back.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills, but thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on, and your information is gone, both on the front and through the back. Even if the paper is held up to the light, even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. So block it out before you throw it out. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. This offer is not available on Amazon, so call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Order now.
Call 1-800-803-0512. That's 1-800-803-0512. Or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-803-0512 now.
The Salisbury Stakes are serving up some smoking soccer action on the Delmarva Sports Network. Feel the fire as the stakes grill their opponents and sear the competition. They're bringing the heat, from hot goals to sizzling saves. It's the perfect recipe for soccer excitement. Don't miss their flavor-packed season. Get your soccer well done. Watch the Salisbury Stakes only on the Delmarva Sports Network and the DSN app. Now on CoastTV News.
More debate over offshore wind as the Sussex County Council is set to review a substation plan today.
Park upgrades, this is what's being considered for Great Marsh and Lewis. We're going to look at plans under review and what needs to happen next.
We're starting out mild with a few sprinkles as a warm front has lifted to the north. We'll see a mild day with more rain this week. Much colder for the weekend and beyond. I'll have the forecast details coming up.
Rodkill Brew, Dunkin' Donuts looks to build in Milton in this area. Here on your screen, how the town could continue to expand with chain restaurants.
This is Coast TV News Today.
December 17th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Time is 5:29. Paige, 1 week, according to my calendar. Yeah, 1 week until Christmas Eve.
Can't believe it.
Final days of school for students until next month. They must be excited.
They must be so excited. I know teachers are probably excited too, but they're also probably like, oh, they're going to be probably wild today. Is that a nice way of saying it?
Yeah, I think as you move on, maybe a little bit more of a sugar rush getting in,
definitely.
A little bit more activity with them.
Yeah, maybe a good day to just watch movies if they're in school.
I think that'd be a fantastic idea.
Too. We should do that at work.
Paige,
just saying.
You spoke it into existence.
Bob,
let's make this happen.
What movie are we watching today?
I'd say It's a Wonderful Life. I know it's not Matt's favorite movie. You know, and I think the teachers on the last day before Christmas should have a pop quiz.
Bad, Bob.
I know. That is bad. Ooh, no, they wouldn't do that, would they? We're looking at 50s out the door this morning. It is wet. 54 in Salisbury, 55 in Georgetown, just a few sprinkles. 49 in Ocean City, 52 at Bethany Beach, mild Indian River Inlet and Rehoboth at 57. Winds gusting close to 20 miles per hour in Delmarva along the coast as well, too. So it is breezy, but it is mild. You see some blips of green on the radar indicating maybe a few sprinkles. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies. The visibility is good, and the warm front that moved through is now well to the north. So as we go through the morning, we'll see some breaks in the overcast too. We do dry it out today, and it's mild, low 60s away from the coast, 50s at the beaches, and I think we're into the low 60s mid-afternoon, a little cooler along the coast, and pretty nice, at least pleasant, into the evening hours. For the kiddos at the bus stop, I know they didn't like what I said with the pop quiz before Christmas. Off to school, 55, wet roads, and then heading home, nicer, 61, breezy and mild conditions.
Thank you so much. Today, a critical meeting is being held that could impact the future of U.S. wind farm projects that propose to be built off the coast of Maryland.
The Sussex County Council could vote today on a conditional use request that would allow U.S. Wind build an electrical substation near the Indian River power plant. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber in the newsroom. Elisa, this substation has stirred significant debate since it was first introduced.
Good morning, Matt and Paige. Just last week, DENREC actually gave final approval for those cables to run underneath the Delaware Seashore State Park. And if this is approved, the substation would be the onshore connection point for that power generated by those wind turbines in the Atlantic Ocean. And while federal and state approval is needed for this project, and some have already given it the green light to go, the conditional use permit is a critical step in the process, giving Sussex County some say in the development. And Fenwick Island and Ocean City are among some of the local entities suing to stop the construction of this wind farm. And the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management recently released its final environmental impact statement for the offshore wind project, and the rule set limits on how much unintentional harm can be done to species like the endangered North Atlantic right whale, humpback whales, and dolphins. And supporters of the project argue that offshore wind could bring long-term economic and environmental benefits to Delaware, including renewable energy generation and potential job creation. However, opponents remain unconvinced, pointing to concerns about impacts on local ecosystems, property values, and tourism. And one local told us why they aren't against those cables being built at the power plant.
But considering that the Indian River power plant is the site for the hookup and the transformers and the substations, which is already a power plant area, it makes sense, you know.
And if that conditional use permit is denied today, it could severely delay the project or it could stall it entirely. Back to you.
Lisa Weber, thank you for that. Now, happening today, a look at plans in Milford allowing marijuana in city limits as part of a public hearing. And here's what is being proposed: the creation of what is being dubbed compassion centers. Those are nonprofits that provide medical marijuana to patients and caregivers. It would also allow retail stores in certain commercial zones. Under this proposal, marijuana-related businesses would have to be at least 500 feet away from schools, residential areas, and central business zones. Going in front of the Milford Planning Commission is just the first step. City Council will then review the feedback from that hearing sometime next year.
As Milton continues to grow, now potentially a Dunkin' Donuts is on its way. Happening today, developers are seeking preliminary site plan approval to build a Dunkin' Donuts right there on Broadkill Road near the new Cypress Grove Apartments. And according to Milton Planning and Zoning Commission, officials will be meeting at 6:30 to discuss this.
Today in Lewis, once again, plans to eliminate parking on part of Savannah Road. It's up for discussion. And this time, the Lewis Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee is looking at recommendations to ban or permit parking on both sides from the bike trail crossover on Savannah Road. This is near Lewis Brewing Company. And the owner there previously told CoastTV News that he felt he was being singled out by this proposal.
Polish up the park or leave the wide open spaces alone. It's a debate happening in Lewis. At the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting, there was a debate over what to do with the 66-acre wide Great Marsh Park in Lewis.
CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us that based on the way that meeting went, many people have similar views on this issue.
Make a change or keep that same old charm. That's what was debated Monday at the Lewis City Parks and Recreation Commission meeting. The group trying to decide whether or not to pursue upgrades outlined in the conceptual plan for Great Marsh Park.
We're just going through a few final critiques.
Some of the additions considered include community gardens, gathering places, exercise trails, and other paved trails. But Julia Kirsch doesn't think people need that or want that.
They want to keep it as it is. Open space and natural resources, it's a very big part of this community, and that's the general direction that everyone is looking to have it stay in, is a very natural recreation source.
Surveys on what the city should do with this park were open all the way until the end of September. And the city is taking both public response and working with DenRec for the best possible outcome.
The survey is one of the most important parts of this whole project, and one thing that we learned from the meeting was that those who did fill out the survey, well, they want the land to just stay the same.
But some people do feel a change could do some good. Barry Duncan is the head commissioner on this project and told CoastTV that with all that land, at least some of it could be used to bring the city together.
The Great Marsh Park is going to be like Lewis's Central Park. It's a great resource because it's 66 acres right in the city, and it will be easily accessible to everybody in the region.
The Parks and Rec Commission will wait to hear back from DenRec with their recommendations. But for now, the city can focus on keeping the park a special spot in the heart of Lewis. For CoastTV News, I'm Brendan Conroy.
Happening now, investigators in Wisconsin will continue working to uncover a motive for that deadly school shooting. A student and a teacher died. 2 students are currently fighting for their lives after a shooter opened fire at the Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin, Monday morning. Police say the shooter, a 15-year-old female student at that private school, was killed. 6 people were injured, with 2 of those hospitalized and in critical condition.
A second-grade student called 911 to report a shooting had occurred at school. Don't let that soak in for a minute. A second-grade student called 911 at 10:57 a.m. to report a shooting at school.
And police say the shooter died en route to the hospital of what is believed to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up this morning, Ellendale is in a feral cat frenzy. How the town says a grant is helping keep those furry friend populations under control.
Also, Parkside pushes for more wins. We'll show you that. And what to expect between the matchup of Laurel and Seaford in boys basketball taking place tonight.
And Georgetown officials, they're looking into what causes multiple crashes in the area on that same day, how one crash required a rescue. Stick with us on CoastTV News Today.
Once upon a time in Rehoboth Beach was a lost little elf, his home far from reach. When all of a sudden he saw a twinkling sign. A magical winter village? Could it be mine? His eyes grew wide as he walked through the doors. The North Pole, you say? No, Shellville, of course. A magical maze was his first stop on the tour. Wasting no time at all, he set out to explore. With so much to discover and so much to do, he knew for a fact all his dreams would come true. After all the excitement, he needed a treat, a warm, tasty beverage to help move his feet. No longer did he feel so lost and alone. Our brave little elf had found a new home.
Smell funky? Get Skunky, the shower anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts from your head to your feet and everything in between. Just add water, work it into a rich lather, and it's ready to use. Skunky effectively lifts and removes oil and dirt from your skin and hair without any rinsing required. Just towel dry and you're done without any sticky residue. Skunky is ideal for contractors or anyone who works outdoors. A hiking, fishing, or camping trip wouldn't be complete without Skunky. Skunky is a game changer for all ages and a must for elder care. Call now and get 20 Skunky 60-second shower pads for only $9.99. But wait, order now and we'll send you 5 more absolutely free. That's 25 showers for only $9.99. There's a strict limit of 1 family pack per order at this incredibly low price. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-615-9517 or visit GetSkunky.com. That's GetSkunky.com. Order now.
It is 5:40 on this mild Tuesday morning, and watch for damp roads like we're seeing on the Tidal Health Cam in Salisbury. 54 degrees, very mild and breezy. We're into the mid-50s most areas. A little cooler, though, in Ocean City at 49. Winds are gusty, over 20 miles per hour, especially at the coast, and maybe a few sprinkles out there. Otherwise, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, but we'll see more in the way of blue skies today because we didn't see hardly anything yesterday as we go through the day. So what size coffee today? I'll go large because it's not a cold start. Let's just go large. 63, breezy and mild conditions later on. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by Baird Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
New this morning, work by law enforcement will continue in determining what led to a car crashing into one person in Ocean City. Ocean City police say this happened Monday night. It was near 94th Street, and that crash closed down that area west of Coastal Highway until around 9 p.m. And happening now, Georgetown officials are continuing to investigate the cause of several crashes in that town that took place in just a short period of time. According to the Georgetown Fire Company, since around 3 a.m. Monday, there have been 7 car accidents, one of which required an extrication. The crash that required the rescue happened near Lewis-Georgetown Highway and Silver Oak Road. That one was around 3 a.m. on Monday.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Call Parkside girls basketball butter because the Lady Rams are on a roll. Let's show you what happened last night in Salisbury. Parkside picked up its 3rd win in a row with a 55-16 win over North Carolina. The Rams started with some hot shooting from Zion Smith and got plenty of help offensively. Zion OG paced the Parkside defense with 5 blocks in the win. After the game, Smith and head coach Warren White reflected on how this team is coming along early in the season.
Well, I like the energy that we're playing at now. I like the pace that we're starting to pick it up, and they're starting to learn what we want to do going forward. So these are what kind of things we know we need to work on with this group. This is what we want them to see. Get into the flow, do these little movements down, especially in games where you know you've got the lead, but you still got to work and do the little things. It'll pay off down the road.
I feel like I played good, but I also want to get my teammates more so involved. I'm more of a two-way player, so I definitely want my teammates to get involved and get their shots up too.
And later on today, the undefeated Laurel Bulldogs head to Seaford in boys basketball. The Dogs took care of Delmar 56-41 to open the season, while Seaford is looking to get over 500 for the first time this year. The Jays bounced back from a season-opening loss to early college by routing Sussex Academy 84-33. Our coverage begins at 5:10. That over sports, and we'll see you there, everybody.
And don't forget, tonight on DSN, your game of the night, 5 p.m., Laurel taking on Seaford in boys basketball. Then a recap of all the action. You can tune into the final score at 10:30. On the DSN Plus app, your exclusive games begin at 5:30 with Chrisfield at Y-High in boys basketball. Also, at 5:30, you can watch Kent Island face off against St. Michael's, also boys basketball. 6:15, Cape Henlopen will host Dover in girls basketball. 6:30, Delmar plays Woodbridge in girls basketball. And hey, don't forget, the 42nd Annual Governor's Challenge is back in Salisbury. 140 teams from 14 states, D.C., and Canada hit the courts. It's from December 26th through the 30th. Delmarva Sports Network is your exclusive home for all that action. To stream the Governor's Challenge, you'll need to download the DSN app or go to delmarvasportsnetwork.com and subscribe to DSN+. Some entertainment news now. 3 of music's most popular artists are singing Christmas favorites and doing it from the passenger seat of a car. Douglas Hyde explains in today's Hollywood Minute.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ding-a-ling-a-ling too.
Some of the biggest names in music are already feeling a little merry this season. Dua Lipa, Chappell Roan, and Lady Gaga spread holiday cheer in a carpool karaoke Christmas. The trio sings Christmas classics and some of their own hits in the new special, now streaming on Apple TV Plus and Apple Music. Kristen Bell is set to host the Screen Actors Guild Awards. It marks the second time she's emceed the ceremony, which hasn't had a host since 2019. Jane Fonda will also be there on the big night to receive a Lifetime Achievement honor. The SAG Awards stream live on Netflix February 23rd.
I almost died today. But we got the room comped, didn't we, babe? So that was cool.
Yeah, you did a great job, babe. White Lotus fans, the wait will soon be over. The Season 3 premiere date was just revealed in a new teaser trailer. The Emmy-winning HBO series returns on February 16th and is set in Thailand this time. Show creator Mike White says it'll take a funny look at death and Eastern religion and spirituality. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
During the holiday season, Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign works to bring the Christmas spirit to everyone, and we like to share the cards and donations we received. I have a card here. You can see some cardinals on it. And this one is from Anne Marie from Ocean City, and we will find a space for it on our tree. Thank you so much for your donation, Anne Marie. But we still need your help to make sure every child on Delmarva has that special present to open on Christmas morning. Already, the initiative has raised over $280,000 to donate. Visit blessourchildren.org. And today's Holiday House is this festive setup coming to us from a family in Smyrna on your screen right now. You can see the beautiful blue tree, and get this, there's a snowman on the top of that tree. We just love that uniqueness. So happy holidays to Kelly in Smyrna. We want to see more of your bright lights and festive setups. You can submit your pictures. Send us your videos too. Love to see that right now at coasttv.com/holidayhouse. And next week, be sure to tune in for Coast TV's Christmas special, A Delmarvelous Christmas. It will highlight heartwarming stories for you and your family to enjoy this Christmas. And you can tune in first at 11 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and then again on Christmas Day at 5 p.m.
Looking forward to that. Hard to believe Christmas is just a week away. Unbelievable. Doesn't feel like Christmas this morning. 55 in Dover, wet roads, so be careful out there. A few sprinkle, otherwise we do dry it out a bit today with mild weather. The rain returns later Wednesday, then sharply colder into the weekend leading up to Christmas. Then Christmas a little milder. I'll have your forecast details in 2 minutes.
Delmarva's Holiday House, sponsored by Beta Beach Builders.
Today at 4 on Coast Life, meet a local flooring expert who brings the showroom to you. Plus, in the great debate, holiday lights, classic white or bold multicolor. Coast Life, today at 4 on Coast TV.
It's the incredible Red Dog, the amazing universal socket tool that fits, grips, and tightens virtually any fastener. Look at all the different sizes and shapes, nuts, bolts, and screws. Any head will do. Red Dog grabs on tight and locks into place fast. It replaces hundreds of different tools, yet it's smaller than a battery. 54 telescoping steel pins mold around any object. Then, up to 150 pounds of torque knock out rusted fasteners. You can get Red Dog for just $19.99. Breaking news: Red Dog may be discontinued. Due to supply chain shortages, Red Dog is stopping manufacturing immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 per order while supplies last. Order now.
Call 1-800-519-7208. That's 1-800-519-7208, or visit byreddog.com. Call 1-800-519-7208 now.
What I love most about living on Delmarva has to be the agriculture. Being here, I think I just have a greater appreciation for the land that I live on, seeing, driving through cornfields, seeing farmers. I just have a greater appreciation for it. Even seeing, like farm equipment driving on the highway, I just feel more connected to the food I'm eating and where I'm living.
CoastTV, our community, your news, where every story hits close to home.
His personal watercraft didn't just hit the water.
There was an accident.
Yes. She had stated that don't worry about it. We're going to get them fixed. It was previously broken.
Judge Judy. Tuesday at 2 on CoastTV.
Time is now 5:49 on your Tuesday. Let's take a live look now at Salisbury. Check it out there. Looking pretty good there, Bob. Happy to see no rain falling in Salisbury, really.
No, we had a few sprinkles overnight, Paige, but we're just seeing some damp roads, so watch for that. But they'll dry out pretty quickly today, as we do have weak high pressure, so we're dry today. But then the rain builds back in Wednesday night into Thursday morning. A very good chance, in fact, likely chance. And then there is another chance as we go into Friday. There will be a coastal storm, could clip us with a little bit of rain on Friday. Then after that, it dries out and it gets really cold. I'll show you that in just a moment. But maybe a few sprinkles out there still. Otherwise, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies across Delmarva, and really the region is pretty quiet right now, as we did have a warm front move through earlier. There is a cold front back to the west that will slide through later today. Nothing in the way of precipitation with that, but eventually low pressure will develop across the central plains and then head our way later Wednesday into Thursday, giving us a better chance of rain. 55 in Georgetown now, 52 I should say in Bethany Beach, 57 in Rehoboth, 56 in Delmar, and it is breezy out of the southwest at times. We're seeing winds gusting over 20 miles per hour. Here's Futurecast at 6. Mild out the door, just a light jacket, lower to middle 50s. We'll see some breaks in the clouds today, and by noon we're in the lower 60s from Millsboro back to Delmar, but 50s from Dewey Beach to Bethany Beach. So lower 60s this afternoon away from the coast, but 50s at the coast. And then this evening we're going to see mostly cloudy skies with weak high pressure building in, and some clouds increasing tomorrow morning as temperatures are in the 40s and the winds turn around to the south. Another mild day Wednesday, temperatures close to 60, and here come the showers later in the day, becoming more numerous tomorrow night with that cold front. Could be heavy at times. Then the winds pick up out of the northwest. It clears out on Thursday, starts out in the 30s and 40s, and we only end up with highs into the mid to upper 40s, then getting much colder after that. But before the real cold air builds in, there will be a system offshore that could clip us with a little bit of rain Friday night, maybe even some snow farther to the north, so keep that in mind in your travels. But we do know that the cold air will rush in after that. Could see maybe 3/10 of an inch of rain with this next system moving in, but the big story is a blast of winter this weekend into early next week. Highs 10 to 20 degrees below average. Highs only in the 30s into the weekend and early next week. Lows in the teens and staying dry. No snow for Christmas. Sorry, everybody. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Mild the next couple of days. Showers Wednesday, upper 40s Thursday and Friday, then really cold Saturday through Monday. Highs only in the 30s, not even getting above freezing on Sunday. Lows in the teens Sunday and Monday mornings.
Happening now, Ellendale is tackling what it calls a feral cat problem. The Humane Animal Partners were in town Monday helping spay and neuter the feral cats. Town officials say a $35,000 grant covered the procedures of the outdoor cat colonies, and HAP says this is a county-wide issue.
We know that feral cat population in Sussex County as a whole is tremendous. There are a lot of cat colonies around. People are doing their best to feed them and care for them, but it is a growing population, and we need to help support those efforts in trying to slow and stop that.
HAP says events like this also help get feral cats vaccines that keep them healthy.
A little damp out there on this Tuesday morning, but we do dry it out today. A mild start in Salisbury, 54. We're going to end up in the 60s, and we do dry it out the rest of today, but the rain returns later Wednesday into Thursday, then sharply colder into the weekend, but a little warmer for Christmas and looking like a brown Christmas, not a white one. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
Here at the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in countertops, to not only ensure you get the best product to fit your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
When I came into the Delmarva Design Center and see that big collection of slabs, that makes really the decision seamless.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Hi y'all, it's April from Coast Country, and every Tuesday I get the honor of highlighting an amazing teacher right here on Delmarva with Teacher Feature. If you know a teacher who deserves some extra love, those who go above and beyond every day, head to coastcountry.com and nominate them today. Then tune in each Tuesday to hear their story. Teacher Feature right here every Tuesday at 11 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Sponsored by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning and Vernon Powell Shoes.
You push it. You try to hold them shut, but your doors won't stay closed no matter what. Introducing Ruby Monkey Magnets. Ultra-thin magnetic plates that will keep your doors and drawers shut. Just peel to reveal the super strong adhesive. Place the monkey, then the magnet, and close. Installation is that simple, and now you have a door that will stay shut. The secret is the ultra-strong industrial magnet's powerful attraction that holds tight. Monkey magnets work on most surfaces and are perfect for cabinets, dresser drawers, sliding closet doors, and more. Even your outdoor problems are solved in an instant because they're corrosion and rust resistant. Call or go online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 house pack per order. Call now.
Call 1-800-453-9032. That's 1-800-453-9032. Call or visit GetMonkeyMagnets.com. So call 1-800-453-9032 now.
Local businesses are the lifeblood of our communities.
When you're shopping for gifts this holiday season, please buy local.
I'm Paige.
And I'm Leah from Coast Life, and we're urging you to buy from businesses on Delmarva this holiday season.
Whether it be cars, toys, or furniture.
When you shop local, you support your local community, you protect local jobs, and you strengthen the local economy.
So let's use our buying power.
Because together, we make Delmarva stronger.
It's now 5:56 this morning. It's time to check in with our Coastal Pet of the Day.
And today's Coastal Pet of the Day is all tired out from the excitement of this month right there on your screen. Take a look at Finn, patiently waiting for Santa to arrive with all his gifts. I hear he's been a good boy this year, Paige. He knows the big guy is going to spoil him. Finn was submitted to us by Tom in Ocean City.
I do that after work every day. Yep, that's me too, Finn. Right by the Christmas tree. We do want to see all your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes your pet so special.
Yeah, you can scan that QR code at the top of your screen to submit your furry friend to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Sounds good. We're going to be coming up on 5:57. Time for a look at your forecast before you head out your door.
Bob, we are working on a mild December day.
Yeah, let's soak these in while we can because it's going to get really cold by this weekend. Maybe a few sprinkles this morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies. A mild day with temperatures into the low 60s, and it'll be breezy as well. Winds gusting over 20 miles per hour at times. So a high around 63. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Another mild one Wednesday, but the last one for a while. It's 60. Late day rain that continues into Wednesday night. Upper 40s Thursday and Friday. Then the real cold air builds in Saturday through Monday. Highs in the 30s, not getting above freezing Sunday. Teens Sunday and Monday mornings, and then a little warmer heading towards Christmas. Right now we're thinking 46 a Christmas day with partly cloudy skies.
Coming up at 6, the future of offshore wind energy in Delaware. Details about the project as the Sussex County Council is set to review substation plans today. All that and more when Coast TV News Today returns.